Today we are going to go over how to successfully set up your center on Brightwheel Billing. The Brightwheel Billing tool allows you to set up students on a recurring billing plan so that bills can be set automatically on the billing cycle you choose. Additionally, you can send out one-time charges whenever you like. Once you are logged into your Brightwheel account, click on Billing. The first tab we are going to cover is the Settings tab. After your deposit account has been added and your account has been verified, the Settings option will populate. Please refer to the billing videos on how to add your deposit account and fill out the necessary school and tax ID information to allow for verification. Under the payment options, you can choose to accept credit cards and debit cards or not, and you can choose to make autopay mandatory. ACH refers to linking a bank account to make payments. It is always on automatically, but you have control over whether or not to accept credit or debit cards. There are associated fees with this, but these can be passed directly to parents if you want, which we'll get to in a moment. Autopay refers to having payments automatically deducted from a payment method on the due date, and the payer, in this case the parent, doesn't have to do anything when a bill is due. If mandatory autopay is on, it requires parents who add a payment method to use autopay. If it is turned off, parents have the option to select autopay. Lastly, there are processing fees associated with parents paying online. You do have the ability to pass processing fees to parents directly. Toggle the processing fee option on if you decide to pass the fees down to parents. Next, we are going to set up the charge library for your center. The charge library is where you can save all charges you use on a regular basis. They can easily be created, edited, or deleted based on your needs. Examples of charges could be late payment fees, late pickup fees, drop-in fees, or weekly toddler tuition. Click the Create a New Charge button to start adding to your library. To create a charge, follow these simple steps. First, select the category. You can choose one of the options from the drop-down, for example, tuition, or create your own by typing directly in the box. Make sure you click Create to save your new category. Next, enter a description. Fill in the description for your charge, for example, Infant 5-Day. This will show up on the parent's bill. Next, enter an amount, for example, $300 if that's the tuition. Lastly, click Save to Library to create the charge and save it for the future. The trash can icon is how you delete a charge from your library. The pencil icon allows you to edit any of the fields for the charge. All the charges in the library can be updated or deleted at any time. If you need to adjust the price of a tuition item for a new school year, you can do it here. Be aware though, if you adjust a charge in the charge library, the charge that is currently on the student's billing plan will need to be updated for the charge as well. After your charge library is set up, you are ready to set up students on billing plans. Essentially, every student will be on a billing plan, so he or she can be automatically billed on a set interval. Before you set up students on billing plans, be sure to go over the following situations. Do you have siblings at your center? If yes, and you want the parents to pay on one bill for all siblings, please refer to our video on how to set up siblings together. Do you accept subsidies? If yes, we recommend setting up the student's billing plan with the copay amount and then using the Subsidies tab to track state payments. Please refer to the Subsidies video on how to track state payments. Do you have parents that make separate payments? Parents can make separate payments in Brightwheel. However, only one parent can be on autopay. If both parents want to be on autopay or they cannot be on the same account, duplicate student accounts need to be made. Please refer to our Separate Players video on how to set up duplicate student accounts. Now you are ready to set up your billing plans. Setting up a billing plan is comprised of 3 easy steps. First, choose the student or students you want to create a billing plan for. Second, select the billing schedule. Third, add the correct recurring charge or charges. The first step is to choose the students you want to set up the billing plan for. There are a couple different ways you can choose to set up a student's billing plan. You can click directly on the student's name under Student Accounts, and then click on Select an Action, and then select Set Up Billing Plan from the drop-down. You can click on the box to the left of the student's name under Student Accounts and then click Set Up Billing Plan on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. Lastly, you can go to the Plans tab and click on Set Up Billing Plan to the right of the student's name. Once you have chosen a student or students that you want to set up a billing plan for, you can move on to the Statement Schedule at the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. The statement schedule lets you pick how often you want to bill these particular students. You will follow the prompts on this stage of the plan. How often do you want to send statements? Do you bill weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly? When do you want to send statements? This is when you want the statements to be sent to parents. It will include all pending charges for the last period. What day do you want payments to be due? If weekly, what day of the week? If monthly, first of the month, last of the month, or in between? When do you want the first statement to be due? You can decide the first due date. If you want to choose an end date, such as the end of the school year, you can. Otherwise, you can always end plans manually at any time. Lastly, you can select your dates of service that the bill applies to. For example, if you bill weekly, you can show you are charging the parents for the week before or the upcoming week. Dates of service will automatically be updated going forward based on the dates you choose for your first bill. We strongly recommend setting up the dates of service option for recurring charges. This is typically very important for parents when it comes to taxes and reimbursements. All the info selected is confirmed in the gray box on the right, so you know if your dates are correct. If the information looks right to you based on how you answered the schedule questions, click Add Recurring Charges. The next step is to assign charges to students, if applicable. The two options are to add charges now or wait till later. If you wait, you'll have to add charges to the individual student accounts. Adding charges now rather than later will save you time, especially if you're creating plans in bulk. You can choose an existing charge, which pulls from your charge library, or you can create a new charge. Typically, the frequency of tuition charge is the same as the statement frequency, weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. But if you need to add a weekly charge on a monthly bill, you can click the Other Options button. You can also add discounts if needed here. Be aware, any discounts added here are added to all students you're setting up the plan for. Once we've added all the recurring charges we want, we can click Preview and Confirm. Preview and Confirm is our final confirmation before the plan goes live. We'll double check we assigned it to the correct students and the schedule. Be sure to confirm if the frequency and due date look right to you. There is also a statement preview which shows you what the parents will see each week or month. You'll see the parents get a nice clean statement with an itemized list of the charges for the last period. At the top is the school's info as well. It will show your address and EIN for them as well. So now we'll just click on the Create Billing Plans button and we're all set up. You can also add things in bulk. You can add one-time charges and create billing plans for multiple students at once. If you are sending out a one-time charge in bulk, be sure to double-check all the students that will be receiving this charge. Additionally, when setting up multiple plans at once, ensure that the students selected are all being charged the same amount on the same charge interval. If you want to apply a one-time charge for multiple students' accounts at once, for example, for a late payment fee, first click on the orange Create a New button, then click on a one-time charge. Next, select all the students that you want to send the charge to. You can also filter for students in a specific room by clicking on the Room's drop-down menu. Then click Add Charges. You will then follow the same steps as adding a one-time charge to an individual student. Please refer to the Adding One-Time Charge video for further information. You can also set up multiple students at once on billing plans. When you are doing this, be sure that all the students selected are billed on the same interval and receive the same charges. They will all be set up on the same plan once selected. However, you can make edits to individual student plans after the plans are created. It is important to note that this is not family billing. When you select two siblings in the same family, both of the siblings will be set up on separate plans. Please refer to the How to Set Up Siblings Together on One Bill for more information. To set up multiple students on a billing plan, click on the Create New button, but this time click on Billing Plan. You are then going to select the students you want to set up and follow the same steps you would for setting up an individual billing plan. You can also filter for a student in a specific room by clicking on the Room drop-down menu. You can refer to the Create Billing Plans video for further information. There are different actions you can take on an individual student account. You can add one-time charges to be sent out right away or to go out on the next statement. You can record offline payments, and you can adjust a charge or issue a credit. You can also review the student's billing plan. The first option is to add a one-time charge. There are two different types of one-time charges that you can add to a student's account. You can either send out an immediate one-time charge, for example, a late payment or late pickup fee, or you can add a charge to go out on the next statement, for example, a drop-in charge or an additional day added. Then click Set a Schedule. You'll choose whether to add the one-time charge on the next statement or send it out immediately. Then click Review. You'll see the charge schedule, as well as a preview of the email notice that will be sent out to parents. Finally, click Create Charge to either send it out immediately or to add it to the next statement. If a parent hands you a physical cashier check payment for his or her child, you can record this payment in the respective student's Brightwheel account. To do this, click on the Select an Action button, then record an offline payment. Enter the amount paid, the payer, payment type, and any additional information that you would like to be recorded. Then click Add Payment. This payment will immediately be posted to the student's account and will display a negative amount in the transaction history, indicating that it has reduced the total amount owed. Please note that logging an offline payment is strictly for tracking purposes. Any checks or cash payments will still need to be deposited at your financial institution. These payments do not appear in the Brightwheel's deposit report. Next, you can adjust a charge or issue a credit. You would want to issue a credit if a parent has overpaid or you accidentally overcharged the parent. To issue a credit, click on Select an Action, then choose Adjust a Charge. Next, click Select on the charge you want to adjust. You can then determine the amount you want to credit and the reason. You can choose a reason from the drop-down menu or create your own. If you create your own, ensure that you are clicking the Create box that populates below to save it. Then click Issue Credit, and the credit will be applied. The last option in the drop-down menu on a student's account is Manage Billing Plan. In a student's billing plan, you can see the statement schedule that he or she is being billed on, the recurring charges that the student is being billed on a set interval, and you have the option to delete the plan if the student leaves the center or is not being billed anymore. It's a good time to invite parents after the billing plans have been set up. To invite parents to Brightwheel Billing, go to the Parents tab. There will be 3 columns: Signed Up, Bill Pay, and Auto Pay. The Signed Up column is for inviting parents to Brightwheel. Once they have signed up with your center, you will see Signed Up next to the parent's name. The Bill Pay invite sends parents an invite explaining how to add his or her online payment method to his or her Brightwheel account. Once a payment method has been added, there will be a check mark next to the parent's name. Lastly, inviting parents to AutoPay gives them instructions on how to opt into AutoPay. Once a parent has opted into AutoPay, there will be a check mark next to his or her name. There are 3 main billing reports in Brightwheel Billing. At any time, you can see the total amount owed and the amount that is past due, which is a part of the total amount owed. The Aging Report gives an overview of any past due balances. The Billing Transaction Report gives an overview of all the transactions at your center. For example, all the charges, offline and online payments, and credits, etc. And lastly, the Deposits Report shows all the deposits that have been made into your center's bank account. The Deposits Report shows the bulk deposits made into your bank account. If you want to see the itemized deposits breakdown, you can export the report. Choose an email that you want to send the exported report to. And when exported, the report will be sent as a CSV file to your email. You can open it as an Excel spreadsheet. If you accept subsidies at your center, we recommend setting up the students on a billing plan with the parent fee or copay as a recurring charge, for example, a weekly or monthly copay. If you want to track state payments in Brightwheel, we recommend using the Subsidies tab. You will add the subsidy agency that you receive funds from, then add the students you receive funds for. You can add the expected payments on the correct interval, for example, weekly, biweekly, or monthly payments from the state. Once you receive the payments from the state, you will log the payments. You have the option to pass down the difference to parents, accept the difference, or request the payment from the state. Please refer to our subsidies video for more information on how to track state payments. In this training, we have covered how to get your center set up in Brightwheel Billing. Don't forget to check out our other video tutorials and Help Center if you have questions. If you can't find answers there, you can also email support@mybrightwheel.com and we'll be happy to help you. Thanks for your time and welcome to Brightwheel Billing.